Hey everyone, this is the 6th video in the Recreate Your Life in 10 Weeks series. If this is the first video that you see, then in the description you'll find a link to the full playlist. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the frame of reality according to Seth Bashar, Neville Goddard, Abraham Hicks, and for sure more teachers, but these are the ones that I am most taught in, let's say. What they all point to is that we are multiple versions. We are not one fixed version. There are multiple versions of us available, and how we get access to a new version is by choosing to be a new frequency, a new vibration, a new energy. It is by deciding that the radio station that we are not only listening to but also broadcasting, because the teachers teach us that we are not only the director, also we are the scriptwriter, the actor, we are everything. Everything is us. So we are listening to a radio station, but at the same time we are the radio station. And by consistently choosing to be a different radio station, and you do that by doing the things that I told you about in week 1 up until week 5, when you consistently start to do things that are good for you, you change your inner speech. And when you change your inner speech, you will have different feelings and emotions. And when that happens, you are broadcasting something else out into the world, and that's how you change your radio station. So you won't only broadcast something new, you will hear something new. Everything and everyone in your life will change. Now, this work is never about not having challenges anymore in your life, because we didn't come to planet Earth, because some teachers call it schoolroom Earth. We didn't come to schoolroom Earth to only have a wonderful life experience and no challenges. For that, there are apparently different universes and dimensions. We came for the contrast, and so there will always be challenges. The difference is you will not take the challenges so seriously anymore. You will not be down and out for weeks on end. You might be for a couple of hours, or maybe a day or a few days, depending on the severity of what it is that you're going through. But it will be so much easier, and I know that from experience. I have things in my life at times that I'm not fazed about at all, and I'm surprising myself, because some of these things can be seen as pretty intense. Like, for instance, I was pregnant and then I wasn't. And while I was really looking forward to it, once I got used to the idea, because it was super unplanned, and it turned out to be not anymore because stuff happened, it took me about a day, I think. And it doesn't mean that if it takes someone longer than a day, then there's something wrong with them. What I'm saying with this is that I'm surprising myself, and that I don't hang out in things that I cannot change in that sense, because it either is or it isn't. And suffering is optional. I allow myself pain, I allow myself sadness, and I have compassion for all of the parts of myself that feel hurt and that are sad. what I don't choose anymore is suffering, because it doesn't serve me. It feels awful, and my attention and energy I can only use once. So I give myself to move through whatever it is. I give myself time to move through whatever it is that I need to move through, and then that's it. I give you this example to show to you what is possible, but it's not by any means a standard or a measuring stick. It is only as an example to say what might be possible if you would love to be in a mostly peaceful and calm state yourself. This is the work that I have done and am continuing to do, because just like showering, I don't do one shower and I'm done for the rest of my life. I don't brush my teeth once and I'm done for the rest of my life. I don't go to the gym for an hour every 3 months and I'm fit. No, it is work. And it is work that I'm willing to do. Now back to the teachings of my favorite teachers. We are all versions, or we can choose to be whatever version we want. How is that possible? It is possible because time is not linear. We experience it in a linear fashion, but apparently time is simultaneous, which means you might have heard of the term quantum jumping. And a quantum jump is a big difference between this moment and the next. That's when you make a quantum leap. According to Bashar, we are shifting through parallel realities, billions of times per second. And that is just something that is important to accept, because understanding our brain is not made to understand this. Just like basketball has certain rules, don't question the rules, just accept the rules and learn how to play the game and practice the game so you can get good at it. And in like manner, the knowing of time is simultaneous is one of the rules that you just have to accept, even though you don't understand it, like you don't understand how electricity is produced. But you do reap the benefits from it, right? You can charge your laptop, your phone, you can plug an electric toothbrush in, you can whatever, you can do tons of things with electricity. You don't understand electricity, but you do use it. So simultaneous time, how can you use the freedom of the knowing of simultaneous time? When you accept this to be true, it becomes easier to shift between versions. When you know that linear time isn't a thing, it also means that you don't necessarily have to wait long for things. The difference between this version and another version is the difference in vibration. And so the time lag, for lack of a better term, because there's no literal time, the time lag is actually the difference in frequencies. So it is about practicing to be of a new vibration, practicing to be the new man, as Neville calls it. He speaks about old man and new man. And when you decide you want to be someone different, when you decide that you want to listen to a different radio station instead of the shitty FM that you've been listening to up until now, then it's about practicing the new vibration. And how do you change your vibration? well, you do it with self-love. I love myself. I truly, truly love myself, as I told you to do in week 1. It is about not judging yourself for any of the emotions you have, not judging yourself for being jealous, for being angry, for being lazy, for being whatever. Do not judge, not at all. Love and accept yourself completely. That is seriously the only thing that is necessary ever, I would say. And also forgive yourself. I spoke to this in video 5. Self-forgiveness, self-love, and compassion and acceptance for all the parts of yourself, that is the name of the game. And when you do that, your frequency shifts. You will probably also have to cry. You might even get angry. There will be stuff happening emotionally. It doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. It just means that finally you are listening to you, and something inside of you gets emotional from that. Things that you have stored, memories, things where you thought you did something wrong, when you start to forgive yourself, when you start to repeat to yourself that you forgive yourself, old memories might come up that feel ready to be seen, that feel ready to be released, whatever it is. So it's not that this process all of a sudden is like really easy and happy clappy. No, probably a lot of shit comes up, but it doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. It just means, nice, it's getting cleared out and cleaned out. And as I said, it will never be a super easy, flowy, only happy clappy life experience, because that's not what we came here for. But it will become easier to move through things, and you won't hang out in suffering. You will sometimes feel sorry for yourself, and that's fine, you're human. But you will not want to hang out in despair and in feeling weeks of feeling shitty, or having this constant pit in your stomach, or just feeling miserable the whole time. That won't happen for you anymore, because it's easy for you to move out of it, because it just feels awful not to feel good. And that's a promise. And I know, because I am that person now. So do yourself a favor. Keep practicing this stuff. Keep listening to not only my videos, but also videos of Neville Goddard, Bashar, Abraham Hicks, whatever floats your boat. Maybe there are different teachers that you feel drawn to. And also, none of the teachers are wrong or more right than another. There are just only ever different perspectives, and different folks, different strokes. So if something resonates with you and something else doesn't, well, then you listen to what resonates with you. It doesn't mean that the other teacher is wrong. It just means it's not your teacher. Just like when you date someone and you fall out of love with them, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden that they are not a valid person anymore. It just means that they are not the person for you anymore. And that's the same with everything in life, or a dish, right? Sometimes you're like really into, I don't know, cottage cheese, and 2 months later you can't stand the smell and the taste of cottage cheese. I would say you have switched versions, you made a quantum leap. But hey, we can go really deep into this, and that's not what this 10-week series is about. This is about the basics understandings, for at least moving you out of a meh life experience into one that's more filled with magic and will have you drop your jaw at times. And that's it. And there's always more to go deeper and deeper into this. So I'm going to end this video here. And I trust that this inspires you to learn even more about this magical conscious creation stuff that is available to us, and how lucky are we to live in a time where these teachings become more normal than that they are banished or not even legal. Because I'm pretty sure that there are some versions of reality in linear time, maybe some centuries ago, where this kind of stuff was already known, but it was forbidden to listen to it. Remember, a fit mind creates a beautiful body and an epic life. Enjoy re-listening to this video and listening to the other videos if you haven't. Enjoy getting the fruits of the practice that you're putting in, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next.